Good afternoon, this is Jim Lakey with news and announcements for St. John and Maxville, Kansas on Cable Channel 3 and on sandylandcenter.org, our website. Today is Friday, it's the 20th of March, and we have a wonderful 60 degrees at noontime, heading for 71 today and sunny. Then on Saturday, sunny again and 75. Sunday will be partly cloudy, but the temperature will go up to 79. And then it kind of levels off. Monday partly cloudy, 75. Tuesday sunny and 78. And then partly cloudy and a little cooler on Wednesday, 68 the high then. We have no birthdays or anniversaries to announce for this weekend, and so we'll go right on with some of the things that are going on in town. The St. John Hudson Ministers Alliance is having their Lenten breakfast this spring, and they're at the United Methodist Church on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock in the morning. And so far they're having a really good time when they get together, and maybe if you can get up early, you might like to go too. Then we're gearing up for Candidates Night on Thursday the 26th of March, and at 7 o'clock in the evening at the Goodman Library. And they'll have both candidates for City Council and for School Board that are willing to show up and meet the people and take questions. So there are some forms. I think we even have a few here at the Shepherd Center. If you'd like to have a question asked of the candidates, you could fill that out and turn it in ahead of time, and then they could get ready and make sure that if it was something they had to look up, you could, they'd know in time to be able to do it. Then we have the Recreation Commission events. Thursday, March 26th, there is the Lunch Bunch going to Inman Harvest Cafe. And they have traditional German food in Inman, Kansas. They're leaving at 10, coming back at 2:30. And then, of course, the Dodge City Casino trip on Tuesday the 31st, the last day of the month. And they leave at 8 and come back at 4. And they can play at the casino or go to the shopping at the Dodge City Mall. And then we have two simultaneous cleanup events, or nearly that. One is the citywide cleanup. And it's listed as March 30th through April 3rd. And that's the time that they will be picking up things. However, to get ready for it, you need to have everything done by the morning of the 30th. It says all must be curbside 8 o'clock Monday on the 30th. And so make sure to sort out your piles of things. And then they will go around collecting one kind of item at a time. So if they come by and pick up one thing and there's still other things there, it didn't necessarily mean that they're not going to take it. It just that it may be on a different trip. Then the county-wide cleanup week is March 30th through April 4th. And 8 to 8:30 each day at the demolition site 1 mile east of St. John on Old 50, and then a quarter mile north. And again it says loads must be sorted, appliances must have the freon removed, and no e-waste, no mattress box springs, no plastics. And there's a charge if you have to leave tires there. You can call the county 549-3597 with any questions. And now we have our favorite things to talk about, which is the food at the fellowship meals in our two cities. And in Maxville at the VIP Center today, they're having baked cod with au gratin potatoes. On Monday, sausage, gravy, and hash browns. And on Tuesday, roast turkey and mashed potatoes. And at the VIP Center, at the Sunflower Center here in St. John, we're having Italian baked fish and lionized rice. And then we're having Monday quiche and oven browned potatoes. And on Tuesday, Swiss steak and seasoned rice. And those are all good things. I hope the folks come out in good numbers to attend the fellowship meals to support the program, but also just for the fun of it. The word of the day is the secret of life is not to do what one likes, but to like what one has to do. And we want you to stay tuned for a message about God's story. And this is Jim Lakey wishing you a great weekend, which the weather will be perfect for most anything.
This is your story.
This is your story.
This is your story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
But most of all,
this is the greatest story ever told.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
I know you're going to enjoy the incredible journey you're about to embark on. The story is brimming over with tales of mystery, intrigue, adventure, of love, heartbreak, and triumph, of power, of struggle, and finally, of redemption. But remember, the Bible is not 100 ancient, unrelated paintings, but a mural all knitted together to tell the story of God's great love for us and the extent to which He will go to get us back. I know you're really going to enjoy and appreciate this wonderful experience as you fully explore how we all fit into the greatest story ever told, God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
I'm Ray Davidson, pastor of First Southern Baptist Church here in St. John on the corner of 2nd and Exchange. We would like to invite you to come and join with us as we look at God's story, the story of God's interaction with man. We'll begin on September the 7th at 9:30 a.m. with a worship service, followed by at 10:30 with Sunday school. This is a study for everyone in the family. All of the children, young people, adults will be studying the same lesson so that we can talk about it at home as we go through the week. We invite you again to come and join us on this 31-week study of God's story and man's story.